show you that you're taught that Nut was not that. Now, if you go to the Holy Tablets, chapter 5, page 450, what do you see? You see the picture of what? Nut. That's a person. So Nut can't be Newts if it's a person. You see the picture? I want you to see the picture real well. That's in the Holy Tablets, put out in 96. And you can go to the book, page 450. So that doesn't look nothing like brain news, because we already proved, based off of the nature of nature in science, brain news can't be seen. Micro meaning smaller, or macro meaning bigger. You can't see it. So this is clear as a person. That destroys argument. I can end the video right here. But I'm going to keep going, because we have to continuously disprove these ignorant buffoons, these Cardi B's of consciousness, because that's what y'all is. Let's go to something else. All right. For those who remember this. This is a book that you'll put out also called Ancient Egypt and the Pharaohs. I know y'all should remember that. Alright. Let's go into what he said about Nut. He said the female deity Nut was the daughter of Shu and Tefnut and the wife of Seb, supposed to be Geb, the earth god, and the mother of Osiris, Isis, Set, and Nephthys. She was the personification of the heavens and the sky and of the region where the clouds formed. Nut was a goddess of the late period in Egypt and absorbed the attributes of many female deities who possessed attributes somewhat similar to those of herself, and the identities of several old nature female deities were merged into her. Again, this is basic information you can find if you do research on that. So we just need to understand, does anything in this have anything to do with the brain? It's clear you're taught that this particular deity was a female and black. Let's continue. He said Nut is the female counterpart of Seb, who is described as the bull of Nut. He was the brother of the female deity. Nut is the personification of the day sky, which rests upon the two mountains of Bakal and Manu. That is the mountain of what appeared to be sunrise and the mountain of what appeared to be sunset. On carvings and many papyri, she is depicted in the form of a woman whose body is bent round in such a way as to form a semicircle. In this attitude, or maybe it should be latitude, she represents the sky or heaven, and her legs and arms represent the four pillars on which the sky was supposed to rest and mark the position of the cardinal points. Again, according to what we've seen, York has taught that this is a female. We just need to understand that. This is what he taught. This is what he had an image drew. Now, if he believed or had so much knowledge and he talking about correct information, then this would not be here. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about Geb, her husband. Geb, Seb, or Keb is known as the earth deity, and divine judge is called both the father of the deities and the head of the deities. It is he who leads the first steps of the dead into the underworld. This deity is depicted in human form. Sometimes he was a goose upon his head. In many places he is called the great cackler. Geb was husband of the sky female deity Nut and the father of Isis, Osiris, Nephthys, and Seth. He guides the first steps of the dead in the underworld. Geb was the fourth member of the Ennead company of the deities of Anu, was the son of Shu. The Ennead consisted of Nephu, air, Mu, water, Ta, earth, Set, fire, Nut, Nephthys, evil, Geb, male, Shu, angel, Ra, deity. Okay, this is what he said. Again, you can do a basic search on it, and it's going to come up the way they translate it again, and it makes it appear that this is like a story. This is the picture they had of Gab. So again, this is a person. But the Wapians will run around and they're gonna say, oh no, that's just what he put in the school, that's symbolic, you know what I'm saying? He was just teaching a certain way. So again, what we're gonna do is destroy this. Make sure they can't run behind that back door. You ain't going out this back door. Now watch this. Now this here is a post I did June 11, 2015 in our group Noon Sign versus NoopooH question and answers. Listen what it says. Ask Nawapians why the York say Geb and the other spirit gods were humans when the Bible interpretation and explanation books and introduction to the nature say they were not human. How can Geb be a human and incarnate into a group of people? This is foolishness. Now here, this is Geb in the AEO books. So those of y'all who have the AEO books, there you go, check that out. Look at that real good. Figure 31 is in the AEO books, where he sees Geb dressed up in the same type of clothes that Yorkman was wearing. Don't make no sense. Now let's read this. It said again, Anubis, also known as Anbu or Anpu, even Anoop, the black jackal-headed Netta supreme being, is not a dog, but rather the son of Pa-Netta Osaru Osiris, who is the son of Geb and Nut, brother and husband of Aset, Isis. So as you can plainly see, all of them, your great ancestors, were what? Human beings, not statues, animals, or myths. They were actual human beings that lived, that walked, that talked, that laughed, that cried, that had sex, that loved, that hated, that hungered, that thirst, that was born, that gave birth, and then passed. So nowhere in here can you go from saying that the sky goddess Nut was a person and then say, no, that's just a school to saying that they were human beings and that they existed as persons. So this is a contradiction. This just to let Nawapians know, old and young, that y'all are in a cult and you have nothing but lies under y'all belt. And every time y'all step up to us, you will get smacked down with the facts. So this is just a precursor to the next video that Anoop and I would do, going into the further research and identifying Nut as what Nut was and is to this very day and moment and to the end of the universes. So this will explain all of those things. Alright, I think that's about it on that. So again, we just want to make it be known. I'm going to go to his page, see what his page looks like. This is his page. Yeah, so that's in the Wabi and the flag or whatnot. So y'all get a chance, y'all can hit him up and ask him why does him and his Nawapian friends always lie. This look like it's a picture on. I think this is him. Let's see.
26. Stay with me. And I need all y'all to get y'all.
He got the Nawapian hat on. So yeah, this is what he look like. So Miles, y'all fool, get your game up, man. Stop coming over here bothering us talking about foolishness, because it's already known that you don't know what the hell you talking about, and you need to get y'all lives together. Tribute to causing peace in wartime. So before we go, here's another example of misinformation and confusion by York and his followers. Now watch this video right here.
Have you ever looked up at the night sky and seen the beautiful stars in outer space, and the magnificent celestial arch that is the Milky Way? Chances are, if you live in a big metropolitan city, smog pollution and light pollution have prevented you from being able to behold one of nature's most captivating sights. It's breathtaking. It's spellbinding. It's enchanting, it's entrancing. You can't take your eyes off of me. And if you look closely, you can see the form of a woman, the sky goddess, the star goddess, the celestial goddess, known to the ancient Egyptians as Nut. I am alluring. Worship me. I am enticing. Study me. I am attractive, tempting, and inviting. Come to me. Ascend to heaven. Come to me. Build a celestial bark, a stellar boat, a spaceship, erect a rocket, and blast off. Come to me.
This is porn. Look how sexual this is.
I swallow the sun at sunset and give birth to the sun.
Look, y'all see this foolishness? The rocket went up by her midsection, disrespected the sun, went through her mouth and came out her butt. This is what we talking about. Straight foolishness.
Sunrise. Your sky goddess commands you. Your celestial goddess calls you to her. Your star goddess of the Milky Way galaxy beckons you forth. For I am the star maiden, the celestial virgin. The Milky Way galaxy is part of the port hieroglyphic symbol in the name Nut symbolizes the uterus, which is a supermassive black hole in the center of the Milky Way galaxy. The Milky Way, also known as the celestial Nile, is a reflection of the metaphysical principle of as above, so below. Nu, the goddess of the primordial waters, is below. Nut, the goddess of celestial stars, is in the sky above. Travel down the Nile, travel through the stars, explore my body. My great body forms the constellations of the sky. I am the prophetess of astrological fortune telling. I am the muse for the aligning, building, and construction of pyramids and temples. I am the one who guides the navigators of ships. My North Star is the liberator of slaves. My fingers and toes touch the four cardinal directions. Hear the words of the star goddess, the dust of whose feet are the hosts of heaven, she whose body encircles the universe. I am the beauty of the heavens, the wonderment of the stars, the mystery of the waters, and the desire of human hearts. Call unto your soul, arise and come to me, for I am the soul of nature that gives life to the universe. From me all things proceed, and unto me all things must return. Before my face, beloved of all, let your divine innermost self be enfolded in the rapture of the infinite. Let my worship be in the heart that rejoices, for behold, all acts of love and pleasure are my rituals, and therefore let there be beauty and strength, power and compassion, honor and pride, mirth and reverence within you. And you who think to seek for me, know your seeking and yearning shall avail you not, unless you know the mystery. All that you seek outside of you, can also be found within you. For behold, I have been with you from the beginning, and I am that which is attained at the end of desire. I am the star goddess of the sky, the celestial arch of the galaxy.
So as you can see, this person here put out a total different explanation, and it looks just like porn in the sky. She's blue and her hair is blue. Like, it don't make no sense. Like, this is what we was just talking about, the confusion of Nuwaubians and this craziness that they trying to put out here. People who's listening and watching this, y'all really do need to look at these crazy nutcases that's hanging around here. They sick. None of this like I said, it's a contradiction. We will be going into this topic a little bit more because they kind of close in certain areas, but they so far, because again, we talking about foundation, we talking about facts. It has to be consistent. You can't start off saying that these things were people and they lived and died, and then later on your followers putting up stuff talking about this is the sky, it's space, it's intimate, it's sexual, it's all these different things, it's metaphysical, it's foolishness is what it is. So we're gonna actually deal with this at a later date, not too far from now. So we just wanted to put that information out so y'all can equal stand that y'all are being lied to by a bunch of confused people who listen to a pedophile, who have a bunch of pedophile ghostwriters that's helping them steal from all over the place. Like I said, they the Carter of consciousness. They don't want to know. They gonna lie. They gonna lie. Cause that's all they know. True with the cause of peace. I'm out of here.
human body is a smart circle, just in a smaller form. Body parts, skin, blood, it's all there. To sound right reason, Mojinon stabilizes the organism universes as much as they need to be. Because Mojinon is medium contact conditioning existing between vacuum and matter. And this means that Mojinon causes aeriform matter to stick to vacuum. And of course vacuum cannot move and cannot be moved because vacuum is the unmoved mover. But in this case it is the unmoved stabilizer. This medium condition, perfect unison of vacuum and matter, makes them magnetic. That is to say, supernatural. Of course, all of this action and accomplishment is the works of brain newts, whose proper name is NoopooH in the top half of the smash circle of order, and Zumni-Bonum in the bottom half of the same circle. Let it be remembered always and let it be known. Listen to sound right reason. It is so that Numni-Bazum is supernatural in the first and highest degree of intelligence and power, which is another way of saying the God of gods during the top half of the smash circle of cosmos, during the time that the top half exists. The universe stabilizer, known as Mojinon, and during the bottom half of the same circle, which is now. The invisible universe stabilizer is named Majizaz, pronounced Majizaz. Perfect unison between vacuum and matter is supernatural, meaning this action produces a kind of supernatural and miraculous power. There are many kinds of and many degrees of supernatural and miraculous powers in Almighty Nature, in the positive or the negative or both. Let it be remembered always and let it be known. The Mojinon/hydrosphere in ancient Kemet is Nut. Nut has stars all throughout the body, and we know these are bones because stars give off calcium.
Come on, Sway.
Mut is another version of Nut because they are both primordial. Mut and Nut are also mothers. Nut is the aquasphere and represents every universe that exists. Nut is the Mojinon in ancient Kemet and is the skin of the universe. Nut, also known by various other transcriptions, is the goddess of the sky, stars, cosmos, mothers, astronomy, and the universe in the ancient Egyptian religion. She was seen as a star-covered nude woman arching over the earth, or as a cow. She was depicted wearing the water pot sign that identifies her. Mut, also known as Ma'ut and Maut, was a mother goddess worshipped in ancient Egypt and the kingdom of Kush in present-day North Sudan. In Mareotic, her name was pronounced Mata. Her name means mother in the ancient Egyptian language. Mut is the mother of Shu and Tefnut, and she represents the aeriform gases. Now we're going to look at the word Mojinon using the hieroglyphs. We have the letter M, which is the owl hieroglyph. The letter O is the quail chick. G is the cobra. I is the reed leaf. N is water. O is the quail chick, and N is water. Listen to matters, brain newts, sound right reasoning. The M and O in Mojinon stands for matter, mother, and consciousness. Listen to reason. Brains can produce and reproduce the energy of brain newts called mind and reason after having been originated by brain newts as a formula for meltdown, law, order, and organism. A brain is reproducing, recreating mind when the thoughts it reproduces are routine and familiar, or it has produced the same thoughts before. Reproducing the same thoughts, of course, is recollection or memory. and memory is necessary for learning and education. But a brain is producing mind anew when the thoughts it produces are new and different from any thoughts it has ever created previously or read or heard before. The brain of an organism develops and controls the organism via the nervous system of that organism. Some nerves are voluntary and yet others are involuntary, but all are controlled by their brain via brain roots broken down into mind and also impulse. And this writer repeats, brains are attributes of brain roots, and the two are synonymous for all practical purposes except examination and visibility. Because brain roots are invisible macroscopically and microscopically, meaning invisible when using the microscope as well as with the naked eye. Let it be remembered always and let it be known. Listen and reason. Eternal, infinite nature is three major existences: the existence of space, the existence of matter, and the existence of time. And these three most major beings are inseparable because one cannot exist without the other, and the three are one. These three powers of absolute nature are in inseparable unity with each other. Absolute nature is all persons, all places, and all things in past, present, and future. Space cannot exist without matter because it has never existed without matter and never will exist without matter. And if there were no matter, there would never be any consciousness to know and to announce that space exists. In other words, if there is no consciousness of the existence of a person, place, or thing, as far as knowing is concerned, that person, place, or thing does not exist. The GI in Mojinon stands for Earth, GE/GEO. The name Jesus also refers to earth or ground, and Jesus was sometimes called Geb in Egypt, and Geb is allied to the prefix GE, which means earth or ground. BIAE, Book 2, number 91 in part. Allah is the sun god of the Phoenician race, who people call Jesus today, is the earth god of ancient times, known as Geb, Giza, Esau, Panthera, Sobek, Poseidon, Neptune, Dagon, Vishnu, Lord, etc. The letter J, as in Jesus, is interchangeable with the letter G, and GE as Geb means earth. Nature Book 1, page 223. NON in the word Mojinon is the nine-ether chaotic waters, also called Nun or NON, nature of nature. When you translate this, it's the mother or matter of ground from the waters of Nun, Noon. In Noon, anything physical is considered ground or skeleton of the smash circle of order, as well as all universes. Number 1. Formula 1, ground, parts person, skeleton, and numerical formula 17, vacuum and shadow, parts person, marrow, skeleton and marrow, creations of the brain roots god, Bunu, and his consort goddess Buna, who personify themselves as the Bako pygmy race at the source of the Nile River on the continent of Africa. Nature Book 2, page 90 in part, listeners to Tuna's Sound Right Cosmic Reason. In Noon science, the ground is the first to be made manifest, along with the space giving room for the foundation of all universes to be born. This is why Formula 1 is called ground, and and Formula 17 is called skeleton and marrow. They are interchangeable. In other words, wherever there is physical things like rocks, asteroids, crust on all planets, are skeletons of a being. Remember, a universe is the biggest being that can exist. Look at this diagram from Introduction to the Nature Book 2, page 72. It shows the skeleton's ground of the smash circle of order. Remember this well. Next, I have a photo of the Dendera, and I'm going to point out where space is, where the skin is, and where the brain roots are located. This is space. This arrow is pointing to the skin. And these are the brain roots between space and the skin. name is Tar Bu'unuwa, and my name translates to first black bone opener, first step. Thanks for watching. True peace.
Sway.